Welcome to the Mismatch. I'm Chris Vernon, and joining me as he does every week from TheRinger.com is Dave Jacoby. Jacoby!
Vern! Oh, a lot of news out of Memphis, and I've noticed that you didn't really put it on the rundown. I look at the rundown, and I see very little Grizzlies talk on here, which is interesting because it seems like everyone else is talking about the Grizzlies.
We will get to it for starting with last night, which is
Grizzlies played
revenge
last night. Grizzlies played last night.
They did play last night. I was there. They lost. We'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
Can we at least talk about some other things first?
You're so sad. You're so sad today.
Can we at least talk about some other things first?
I'm worried about you, dude. You're wearing a button-up. I've never seen you in a button-up in my whole entire life.
Yes, you have.
I've never seen you in a button-up. Oh, I have.
Seen.
On broadcasts.
How dare you?
On broadcasts. You're listening to The Mismatch, presented by FanDuel. FanDuel now displays your bets directly on your phone's lock screen. And with the latest updates to the live events and player pages, it's never been easier to be part of the game. And Missouri, get excited because FanDuel's coming your way December 1st. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app now and play your game. Remember, you must be 21 and over and present in select states, or 18 and over and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut.
We had a revenge night in the NBA. We'll start. Giannis had a game winner in Myles Turner's return. Mm-hmm. And so Myles Turner, look, there was a lot of sad feelings around the NBA last night. Myles Turner also had some sad feelings last night in the NBA. So Giannis hits this incredible fadeaway, and the Bucks win their game against the Indiana Pacers. Indiana Pacers season has started miserably between the injuries. And this is a team that we just watched in the NBA Finals, and now they're dropped to 1-6 to start the season. And Giannis is on the absolute tear of tears to begin the season. But the Myles Turner thing, at the beginning of the season, we talked about games we looked forward to. And one of the things that we talk about regarding the NBA season is who's going to have, the return games. And we said there's really not many this year, right? There's not, a bunch of, rousing returns or big feelings, the same way we had Klay Thompson or some other ones in years past. And we mentioned in passing, I guess we're going to have Myles Turner going back to Milwaukee.
Yeah,
and we did.
I think Luka to Dallas was sort of the last big one that we had. Yeah, that was the last big one.
Right, yeah. And we were going to have Myles Turner going back to Indiana. And then you wondered what was going to happen when Myles Turner went to Indiana. Buddy. Not the reception that Myles Turner wanted. And after the game, here's what Myles Turner said about the reception he got in Indiana.
It was disheartening, man. It was frustrating. You give 10 years of your life, your blood, your sweat, your tears. You take pay cuts. You survive trade rumors. You try to do everything the right way, and then sometimes not enough stuff shakes out. It's cool. I take it on the chin. I think a lot of people will say I said things, but I think a lot of people want to formulate their own narratives and spin it to whatever they want it to be. But it is what it is, man. Like I say, you take it on the chin, you just move on.
Verno?
You team Myles or team Pacer fan?
Okay, you put me in a bad spot because I love Indiana and I love Pacer fans, but I am team Myles on this hard. A couple things. I see both sides of the coin. The thing about Myles Turner and his relationship with the Pacers is he has been in trade rumors literally for a decade. It seems like every time after New Year's, the ball drops in Times Square and then Myles Turner is in trade rumors. It's been going on forever. And I can understand that can be difficult. As he said in his quote, I survived trade rumors like it was an avalanche or something. But at the same time, there are reports, and I'm curious to hear what you think about this, that he took less money to go to the Bucks. That the Pacers basically offered him the same deal.
Look here, when the story came out, it was very clear that the Pacers were lowballing him. Okay. that if we go back in time, one of the things that he says throughout the entire process is that basically everybody told me I was going to get taken care of, okay? So if we go back through it, he ended up signing a 4-year deal worth about $109 million, okay? Which was only possible because Damian Lillard's contract got stretched by the Milwaukee Bucks, okay?
Yep.
So that was there was never competition for this, I think, probably in the Pacers' mind, right? They were going to be able to negotiate with him, and there wasn't somebody out there that had the cap room, and certainly in a billion years, you would never have expected, we never expected, the situation to play out the way it played out, right? Like, poof, the Bucks have cap room. Wait, what? Like, how did that just happen? Right? Like, there's no way. Like, you can't be more capped out. And so, anyways, he says he went on Thanasis Antetokounmpo's podcast, and he said that his experience was different than the other guys. He said they re-signed Pascal Siakam, they re-signed Obi Toppin, they re-signed TJ McConnell, they re-signed Aaron Nesmith, and he said everybody got a great run. We had a great run. Everybody got taken care of. Everybody got paid because we won. Then you go to the next year. We surpass what we did. We go to the finals. And all everybody told me was, Myles, just keep your head down and work, and then you're going to get taken care of. And then you hear the rumors, Indiana, we're going to be in the luxury tax for the first time, yada, yada, yada. And then it says that everybody gassed me up all year long. You're going to get taken care of. You're going to get taken care of. And then the unfortunate situation happens in the finals with Tyrese. And I guess the front office and ownership just basically changed their mind and was like, well, yeah, we told you those things, but, and so then it's, at that point, right, you got sore feelings about the whole thing. And then obviously it plays out the way it does. And Rick Carlisle at one point had gone on a show. He went on 107.5 The Fan in Indianapolis in August, and he said that he assumed the Bucks had told Turner that the offer he got was contingent on him keeping quiet rather than using it to get a better deal from the Pacers. And he says that happens all the time in our league, it's still unclear exactly how much Indiana would have been willing to pay him had it known that Milwaukee was in the mix. But that leads to the sore feelings, right?
Yeah.
Once somebody else would give you more money, you're sitting there going, why won't my place take care of me? I mean,
that's my market value. If my market value is whatever it is, 27, then why won't my team that I've spent 10 years with pay me my market value?
Now,
I'm
that
Team
being
Myles
said,
here. I'm Team Myles here.
I also do wonder, and this is and he said, things are taking it out of context and whatever. Leading up to this homecoming that went wrong, you did have the whole social media blast of Myles Turner says, Tyrese Halliburton's a fake tough guy.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Talks big because, and so I do think that, right? Like it does. Yeah. I think that's probably part of the ire too, is, you're kind of booing like, okay, you left us and you went to one of our big competitors, a team that we consider a rival, and you went to go play with Giannis, and now you're bad-mouthing our guy who's out with a torn Achilles. And so I think that's probably some of it too, is that there's like some sore feelings about, and whether or not Myles Turner meant it to come off that way, that's in the social media age. That's
the headline
the way
is the
it
headline.
goes.
Yeah.
The headline's a headline.
It's taken out of context. It becomes a headline. I didn't watch the whole interview just like everybody else. I saw the excerpt, and the excerpt looks bad. But if you are a Pacers fan, you have to respect the time, the effort, and the work that Myles Turner put in with your uniform on. And Indiana's a great basketball state, and I'm pretty surprised that it went this way. But the Bucks look pretty good. The Bucks look good, man.
The
Bucks look good,
and obviously Giannis is elevating that entire thing. He is playing like the bona fide superstar that he is. They've had a find in Ryan Rollins for sure. And again, it's about, do you have enough around the guy that you've built it around? And so far, so good on the Bucks having enough.
Absolutely. And it also feels like if you have a superstar, this isn't rocket science. Surround him with shooting. If you have a superstar, surround him with shooting. And that's what they've done, finally. Yep. It's not give him a second superstar. It's give him role players that support him. And I think that is the equation that they're going with, and it's working so far.
Yeah, other revenge games. Norm Powell wins his return to the Los Angeles Clippers. I know this was really ballyhooed. People were worried, were thinking about Norm Powell going back and playing against the Clippers. But the Heat have started off better than I expected them to. And obviously, and then they're gonna get Tyler Hero back in the fold. Hey, we talked about this last show about how I told you like there was. I know he's not on the bench like he was at Memphis, but he is a consultant. But that LaRoche offense, what it did for Jaren Jackson Jr. and what it is now doing for Bam Adebayo, and Bam another. I mean, that's a huge game, and like it's for years people have been like wanting Bam Adebayo to be more, and so far he is more. Right,
and he is efficient, so
unbelievable.
Efficient.
He's unbelievable.
And he's hit threes. He had 25 and 10 last night. And the Clippers defense is a real defense. And they've got guys to throw at him. Like, this is not an easy night for Bam, and he made it look easy. I've been really impressed with the Heat. I've been really impressed by Bam. And go through your list of teams that are missing their best player that are playing this well. There's one name. It's the Heat. That's it.
Right. Or leading scorer. I don't know if he's their best player, but he certainly was the guy that led them in scoring.
I'm a Tyler Hero guy. I've always liked Tyler Hero. Yeah.
Well, and the Norm Powell thing is an underrated acquisition. There's no way around it. And they will rue the day. I think the Clippers have bigger things to worry about than Norm Powell being in a Heat uniform today. We will get to that a little bit later. But that being said, the mother of all revenge games. So Myles Turner was sad after the game, and that had a moment because he got booed. The Norm Powell return, it was a joke. But the Deandre Ayton, okay, I decided to play game against the Portland Trailblazers because they cut him. And having 29, 10, and 3 blocks is literally everything I talk about when I say there's nobody more frustrating than Deandre Ayton. Like, this is a possibility that is like freaking Haley's Comet. And at least last night, Haley's Comet when he was playing against his former team.
I didn't watch this game. I wrote this off as a Lakers loss. No LeBron, no Luka, no Austin Reaves. Where does the offense come from?
Deandre Ayton,
apparently.
Hello, Deandre Ayton.
I don't even know how they get the ball past half court. Vincent?
That's where it came from. And of course, the guy ends up with 20, as I mentioned, 29, 10, and 3 blocks. And I mean, I can only imagine the best seat in the house had to have been next to the front office of the Portland Trailblazers in that arena, because I cannot imagine the curse words that were said as this game is playing. Like, are you serious? Like, what is happening?
Where was this? Where was this when we had you?
What is happening? Seriously. And the other thing is, you mentioned how, no LeBron, no Austin Reaves, no
Luka
Doncic. Who needs them when you have Nick Smith Jr.?
And LaRavia. No,
Nick Smith Jr. came off the bench and had 25 for the Lakers last night. Okay? I mean, this has been a dream start for the Lakers. A dream. With all the injuries they've had, and you watch them, and the vibes are good. They seem like they've got good vibes going on with the Lakers right now.
We'll put a pin in that one because I have the Lakers in the rundown later. But I'm shocked at what's happening with the Lakers. And
Me too.
There's no shortage of Lakers talk around the sort of like NBA atmosphere, but they're winning games, man.
They are winning games. So then I was at Pistons Grizzlies. Of course, there was going to be a tremendous amount of focus on this because Ja Morant was coming off his 1-game suspension, and everybody wanted to know, like, okay, is this going to be water under the bridge? How is this going to be dealt with? Obviously, I went on with Zach Lowe yesterday and talked about this, and I thought, so I will try to make this very quick. I think the general sentiment was something happened at halftime of the Lakers game. We had a awareness that this new coach was going to be the take everything head on, no chatter, no passive aggressive. He's going to call people out when they need to be called out. Mm-hmm. I don't know what happened, but something happened at that halftime where Ja Morant came out and just shut it down and was sullen, and I guess he got called out, I guess, at halftime of the Lakers game. Mm-hmm. And so then comes out after the game, as everybody knows, and every question says, go ask the coach, go ask the coach. So I think the general sentiment was, while this was framed in some quarters as a growing frustration or things had been tense for a while, like the last game before that one, he had 28.
Before the Laker game?
Yeah, he had 28, 8, and 7, and a game winner. So,
that was the behind the back in the lane. Yeah.
So we didn't think that there was no big signs that things
weren't
were
they
bad.
up at halftime against the Lakers?
They were up 14.
Yeah.
So what happened here? And then you figure, okay, this is a blow up, and it'll blow over, right? He got mad. The coach got mad at him. He got mad at the coach. He acted horribly, and he has been suspended. And then, the only way is through. They'll come back. They'll talk it out. He'll say, I need you. He'll say, I need you. And then they'll show up to the arena, and everything will be fine. And then he showed up to the arena, and there were, no questions pregame. It was like, oh, okay. That doesn't make you feel like things got all hashed out. And then, obviously I was there at the arena. He's not himself at all. He's not himself. He's not acting like himself. He's not bouncing around. He's not the guy that I've watched for 6-7 years. I've been to every game. I've seen
6-7.
It. Right? I knew 6-7. I knew the second half of Friday night. Something happened here. This is not right.
Well, I would say the second half of Friday night and last night were two different Ja Morants. He looked better last night, but you're saying it's not the guy you've watched.
No. God, no. And then after the game, you have the comments, I don't have my joy and all this. And it's like, oh, my God. Okay.
Who was the last person to say that?
Jimmy Butler. And it was directing it back to, again, obviously he's upset about a loss, right? That's one thing. He's upset about the state of the team. That's another thing. But what you wanted was, okay, this got hashed out, right? This got hashed out, and now everybody's going to walk arm in arm through. And he was just it wasn't defiant, and it wasn't like he was not trying. He looked sad. He looked sad. The whole night. It wasn't like it was some extreme lack of effort. And it just the body language, and everything feeds off of that. And then you get to the locker room, and it's like, bro, what happened? Seriously, what happened? That this went so haywire so quickly to where your star player had 28, 8, and 7 and a game winner. And we saw him in the 3-game homestand to start the season, and he's bouncing around. He's doing post-game interviews with his daughter and whatever. This can be, again, I understand 99% of people are not paying attention to this, but I'm telling you, this is what was happening. And so everybody was like, okay, there was a blow-up. Things are going to be fine. But then by the time you get to last night, you're like, bro, things are not going to be fine. What is going on here? What has happened?
That's what I'm asking you. What is going on here?
What is going on?
Isn't Tuomas Isolo Ja's guy? Isn't the whole firing of Taylor Jenkins and getting rid of LaRoche, isn't that to appease Ja Morant?
I think that the change in offense was certainly in part to please Ja Morant. But in fairness, Taylor Jenkins got let go because the defense collapsed to the worst in the league last year. And they were the 2 seed with a month left in the season and ended up having to play their way in and then had to play against the Oklahoma City Thunder, right? When you go from 2 to 8, like that's what happened there. But there's no question he did not like the offense last year, right? Which was much more equal opportunity. But now he's running more pick and rolls than ever. I mean, and I expressed this to Lowe, they are not without responsibility for this, in the sense, like, you have to be a professional and you have to keep on playing and you have to, like, that's the job, okay? So this is making no excuse for him. They start the worst wing combination in the entire league. I watch games every single night. Every single night.
What about the target?
Around the NBA? He doesn't start.
I know, but he's there.
And it's like, and I also think that they're, like, the whole idea was that they were going to have, like, maybe this offense, when you have, like, multiple ball handlers, you know what I mean? Like, this was one of the things that happened around the NBA is people wanted multiple guys that can dribble and dribble under pressure because they saw Oklahoma City in that pressure. They also wanted
the Pacers.
And they want to play fast, which is what the Pacers do, right? So these were the lessons learned about the way the NBA is going. And so then you get into the season and you have this kind of offense that you want to run, and then Scottie Pippen is out for 4 months, and then Ty Jerome gets hurt before the end of the season. And you look up and you got one guy that can dribble. So that one guy that can dribble now sees 3 people every time he touches the ball, right? There is no place to drive into the lane unless you're going to go finish within traffic, because nobody respects. I mean, you have Kentavious Caldwell-Pope on one wing, Jalen Wells on the other wing. And so you now have Jaren Jackson Jr. and Ja Morant. And as I mentioned yesterday, you're playing 3 fifth options. Jock Landale should be a 5th option. Wells should be a 5th option.
And there's just no shooting.
Caldwell-Pope should be a 5th option.
There's no floor spacing.
And so you have this incredible frustration, right? This incredible frustration that comes along with it. And then you have the coach blaming you, right? Which is how he took it, for why things aren't how they are supposed to be. And then he took it, obviously, horribly wrong. Like, there's something I will never know. I wasn't in the locker room. But whatever was said in that locker room, what you cannot do, and you can either blame the player or blame the coach, but the truth is this: you can't end up with a situation that's untenable, where a guy gets so mad about the situation that now you've lost him. Like, who is that good for?
But what my question for you is, why is it Ja Morant and the Grizzlies lose a game, and guess what? It's a little awkward in the post-game press conference. Fine. But why is it immediately now we have to trade Ja Morant? Why? It just seems like a huge leap to me. It's a huge leap to me to be like, oh, no, now we're going to trade it for 40 cents on the dollar.
No, that's
because he's upset. I'm not trading Ja Morant for 40 cents on the dollar. I'm not getting a couple of draft picks in 2030 for Ja Morant.
That's a culture of the NBA. I mean, it just is.
I'm not
culture of the NBA.
I'm not trading Ja Morant.
No, I think what they'll say is the only way is through. Like, you figure it out, and hey, let's get that joy back. You know what I mean?
Well, do you know what? You know what gets the joy back? Wins. That's what gets the joy back. Wins.
No question. Win
question. Win some games.
And also getting some good players back in the fold and switching things up to make life easier for your stars. Right? That's another way. That's all the drama. On the other side, coming into the season, I talked about during Summer League, JB Bickerstaff came on with me while we were there, and I told you that he was just the way he talked about Cade Cunningham was as glowing, and I've known him for a very long time, as glowing as I've ever heard him talk about a player. His leadership, what he brings to the table, like just the kind of guy he is that a franchise can be built around. And getting to see it in person last night, he had 19 in the fourth quarter, 33 in the game, and he is absolutely awesome. And the other thing that there are certain guys that I will come on here throughout the season and I talk about, like, there's a different experience when you see them in person, and he is one of those where you do not realize how big he is until you see him in person, and you're like, good grief, this guy is a house, and he is so big and strong, and he makes your little guards look diminutive, and he is absolutely awesome. Like, again, I know you have the level of respect for him because of what they were able to do by winning those games in the Garden during the playoffs. Like, this is not a guy that got to the playoffs and it was a different world. This was a guy that got to the playoffs and was able to raise his level of play. And so, congrats to Detroit, because I don't know if they knew the first couple of years that this was going to be the one to build around, but they have one that you can build around, and my God, is he awesome.
Absolutely. And, I think Jalen Duren has been really good too.
Sure.
I want to give a shout to Jalen Duren, but the Pistons, you were there in the building. That's not a championship contending team, but for where they were 2 years ago to where they are now, that's why I'm so high on the Pistons, is I do believe in Cade. He is the prospect that we thought he was when he was coming out.
The Ivy thing is such a shame.
It's ridiculous.
It really is. It really is a shame, because it's and you talked about this going into the season, that you worried about their lack of shooting in the absence of Beasley, in the absence of Tim Hardaway Jr., in the absence of some of the other guys, right? Like, Cade Cunningham generates all manner of open threes.
Oh, yeah.
Beef Stew took 10 wide open threes last night, it felt like, right? Like, they're there, but people will leave Stewart and live with the result. People will leave Asur Thompson and live with the result. People will leave their guy. Obviously, Duren's not stretching the floor all the way out to there. And so you kind of got Duncan Robinson, and like, you don't have a lot of
Beasley was so big for them last year.
Oh, yeah.
He was big for them.
I mean, he
led the league.
He led the league. Right.
Yeah. And I would say 60% of those were from Cade's hands, too.
Yes.
I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I'd say 60% from Cade.
Couple others. We have Utah beating the Celtics. The Celtics, I read this morning, I mean, it's like historically ridiculous rebounding. And it's one of the things that I talked to you about when I saw them in the preseason. It's like, they have no big guys. They have no big guys. Like,
none.
Well, and obviously Utah is huge, right? Like, Utah is a huge team, but the Celtics, this is going about like we thought it was going to go. Jaylen Brown has 37. He's upset after the game, and obviously they dropped this one to the Jazz. But, I mean, they can't get the ball. You have a very difficult time getting it makes basketball super hard when you can't get the ball. If you shoot it and they get it, and they shoot it and they get it, I mean, sometimes it's simple.
The only way to get the ball is if they score on you.
Right.
Yeah. The Jazz are better than I thought they would be, to be honest with you. Like, I'm watching the Jazz. I'm like, they got guys.
You figure
like
this is the way they would start.
I like George. Harkless. Like, I'm watching this team. I'm like, I don't know. They got guys. Like,
this is kind of the way it started last year, too, right? Which is, I mean, this is the way the Jazz do, which is, all right, play these first 30, build up the stock.
Yeah.
Right? Build up the stock so that everybody knows you're good players. And then, okay, like, and especially this
yard
year,
sale.
Good. I mean, with
yard
all
sale.
And I mean, you got real competition, because typically it's the end of the season. You got teams like the Nets that are like, you think we're waiting until the next 30? We're going 0-82.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's I mean, we're going to go. What if they went 2-80? I mean, that would be
the Nets. How did they win 2?
I don't
Where
know.
do those 2 come from?
I don't have the guy. It's hard to see on the schedule.
yeah, it really is.
I mean, some night Cam Thomas or Porter Jr. or somebody's going to hit a bunch of threes, right?
I can't believe I paid. I can't believe I paid for the Nets games. I cannot believe I did that. That's one of my biggest regrets.
The Knicks beat the Wizards, and the Wolves beat the Nets. Unsurprising. How are you feeling about the Knicks so far? Fine?
I think fine is probably the right word.
Fine.
I don't feel good. I don't feel bad.
The Hart thing is scary.
Yeah.
Right?
He's
he's a key cog to making that thing work at the highest level.
Yes, I felt like Sunday night's win against the Bulls was good. They couldn't miss from three, which helps. But I think beating the Bulls is a nice little feather in the cap, especially after losing to them on Friday in the Cup game.
Well, and just for people that are previously unaware, Josh Hart is dealing with a nerve injury in his shooting hand. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, in his shooting hand. And so, again, we know that he is going to be needed. His quotes, for me, I'm just going through some adversity myself, both physically and mentally, is what he said. He had suffered a back injury that kept him out of opening night and appeared to hamper him at times throughout the first 4 appearances. And then now he's got the shooting hand thing. So, he's had a back and a shooting hand within, hell, we've only played 6-7 games.
The tricky part is if you break a finger, there's a track record for that. There's a timeline. It's understandable. With nerve issues, it's just like, it seems like he's been playing through it the entire year, but you just don't know. There's this sort of like, maybe he'll be back in a month. Maybe he'll be back in a day. Maybe, who knows? And maybe he won't be effective when he does come back. It is a concern. But, listen, when you're playing the Wizards, you look good, but Cat looked really good last night. The Mismatch is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel is putting you in control right from tip-off. That's right. You get to choose your reward. Play it safe. Go for it. Feeling bold? That's your move. Whatever your style, you're in control. Because now on FanDuel, which I use very often, they have an option to choose what reward you like. I personally opt for the 50% reward because I believe in my bets and I like to win my bets. And when I use that reward, I win more money when I win my bets. And this evening, Tuesday, November 4th, I have my eye on a couple basketball contests. Number one, we have the 5-1 Chicago Bulls against the 5-1 76ers. Two surprising starts from two teams that didn't have very high expectations. I know that one of these teams is going to fall to 5-2. One of these teams is going to go to 6-1. And I believe that the 76ers are going to pull this one out. Tyrese Maxey has been absolutely on fire, averaging over 33 points a game. I have Tyrese Maxey 30 plus moneyline Sixers. That is what I will be playing on FanDuel this evening. And I got the Suns losing to the Warriors and the Thunder beating the Clippers. The Thunder and the Clippers play at 11 p.m. Eastern. That is way too late for me, but I might just open up my FanDuel app and see what happens in the morning. So, no matter how you play, FanDuel's giving you the power to choose your reward and own your game this NBA season. Head to FanDuel.com/mismatch to make your pick. Get in the game and play it your way. Remember, you must be 21 or over and present in select states or 18 and over and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Opt-in is required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expirations, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut.
All right. We got 6 things that we wanted to talk about on this beautiful Tuesday morning. I'm going to let you start. You go ahead.
What?
Yep, you're starting.
All right. Let me look here. I wasn't ready for this. All right.
I'm in a collared shirt. You're in
a collared shirt. You got a button up on. I always go with the second button buttoned. You've got it unbuttoned. You're doing a little Richard Jefferson on me here. Yeah. Where's the chain? Can't do the chain and the collared shirt?
I do it.
Oh, you got a little chain. Where's your big chain?
Little chain. I don't have the big chain.
All right.
I don't have big chain energy today.
I know. I could tell. You're sad. When Ja Morant said,
it was a late night.
Yeah.
It was a late night. And what? Go ahead.
Here's my question. Yep. And I asked this question not knowing the answer. I do not know how I would answer this question. So this is why I appreciate our partnership, because I need you to offer thoughts here. Okay. Should we take the Lakers seriously? I don't know how to answer that question.
I don't think there's any question that we should take the Lakers seriously.
No?
You're questioning this? Oh, no, they should be taken seriously.
Why?
Absolutely. Because I'm ready to concede on this. I thought that they were going to have because here's the thing. You tune them in the same way I just talked about how I'm at, and I go to all these games and I watch how these teams interact with each other, and I see the way they communicate with each other. And trust me, I'm covering one that it's a mess right now. I saw that Lakers team on Friday night in person, and I've watched them on TV several times already this year. I like the vibes. I think it is. I think you watch them. The body language is good. The communication is good. And I cannot believe that they are able to defend at the level that they have been already. Luka has been truly otherworldly. Like, bro, I don't know if you watched that Friday night game that I saw in person when he had the 44. I mean, this dude is hitting one-legged step back. I mean, just everything. It seems like this is when you know it's cracking. When you start to bring guys off and they're going and everybody on the bench is going crazy. So, to wit, Nick Smith Jr. last night. They've had it happen with Nick Smith Jr. They've had it happen with Laravia. They've had it happen with Austin Reaves. So when you have that many guys that have already cracked 20, there's that many guys, right? Then to me, you're not 1,000,000% star dependent. And you do have guys that are raising the collective level. And so when you can win a game like that on the road against Portland last night without any of your guys that we think are essential and the reason that you didn't watch, to me, that is a mark that, yes, this has to be monitored because most teams dump that game, right? Like they look up and it's like, oh, no Austin Reaves. So it's weird. The way I would look into it is to say, bro, if you can win that, and again, same way, I will tell you, Lord knows the star in Memphis has been out for a lot of games for the past 3 years. But the same way I would tell you, I watched that, and the reason I would always be positive is because it didn't even matter. Like, you're winning no matter who was able because it's a real team, and you've got real depth. And it's like, you can win a game like that. And again, I understand it's only one game, but to me it's more meaningful because that shows me you're not just dependent. Like, you got something going here if you're not just dependent on who is available that night. There's a lot of these teams absolutely dead in the water if their guy's not available.
Oh, yeah.
Dead, right?
Yeah.
That's the reason I would tell you that they have piqued my interest is because when LeBron's been out, they've been fine. When Luka has been out, you've had Reaves turn into the best player on the team. Then you've had other guys out, and Laravia steps up, and he gives you 25. Then you've had Reaves out, and Nick Smith Jr. steps up, and he gives you 25. That tells me there's something good going on when that can happen, right? That means, like, this is not just player dependent. You've got something good cracking. That's what I tell you.
Concerned about defense. Right now, they're middle of the pack defensively, but
they
I just
score.
don't see anybody on the roster that can contribute defensively.
Smart has been way better than I thought.
First of all, Smart.
He has been way better.
He has been a net positive forward.
No,
sure. He's been the best I've seen him in 3 years. Did he even play for the Grizzlies? Did he take the floor for the Grizzlies? Did he take the floor for the Wizards or the Grizzlies? I haven't seen him since the Celtics. We haven't really seen him do anything, but he is contributing. And look, I'll deny that I said this forever. You're not recording this, right? No. Jackson Hayes isn't bad either. He's been pretty good. He's been okay. Yes.
I don't think. Look, I think what your goal is what you were saying, which is be middle of the pack defensively and be amazing offensively, right?
Yeah, that's what they're doing. That's the plan. They have no defensive players.
No, and there is a limit to that. There is a limit to that. But over the course of the regular season, you can win a whole lot of games Again, you're not asking them, like, let's say, for instance, last night, right? That's a good defensive team in Portland.
Hell yeah.
You're not asking
I love
them,
their defense.
Again, there's some of these teams, you remember when we talked about the Magic last year, and it's like, I mean, you got to give up 97 to win the damn game, right? Because you're scoring 98. Well, if the thing is, okay, we're not that great defensively, can you give up 120? Because I can get you 123. Totally doable.
And that's regular season. And in the playoffs, you're going to have the best player in the series against most teams. There's probably 3 teams you won't have the best player in the series.
Yes.
So give you a shot. I guess we do have to take them seriously. I guess so. I guess so.
I think they should be taken seriously simply because of the how offensively potent they have been already this year with different guys stepping up. That tells me that there's something good going on that enables you to plug and play and other guys be able to maybe not give you the same contribution as the stars would if they were there. But when you're in a situation where a guy like Nick Smith can come in and give you 25 and Jake LaRavia can give you 25, it's like, okay, something right is happening here.
Well, I'm glad you brought up Smart, too, because when I watch Lakers games, I'm like, this guy's good. I kind of wrote him off as a basketball
little
fan.
Thing guy. He's doing the little things.
He is.
You know what I mean? Doing the little things. All right. First one for me. Okay. I'll stay along those same lines. Do we need to recalibrate the Bulls or is it too soon?
Too soon. Well, this happens in football all the time when some team starts 4-0 and all of a sudden we're putting them in the Super Bowl. Like the Bulls are still the Bulls.
Not putting him in the Super. We're not putting anybody in the Super Bowl.
They're still the
We're
Bulls.
saying they're still in the play-in, no matter.
Yes,
is that the way you feel?
Yes, and this is going to calibrate itself. The Bulls.
You think it's just hot start?
Yes, this is a hot start. They
are good. They are good wins. Like you look at, I know they lost.
They do have
a
couple. They got a couple of good ones.
No, their 5 wins are Pistons at Orlando, Atlanta,
Knicks,
Sacramento, and the Knicks.
Yeah.
Not bad. And they put up big numbers. I mean, they score a lot. And if this Giddey, again, when you say we need to recalibrate, like, if Josh Giddey is going to be a 40% three-point shooter, then we're going to have to recalibrate because that is a all-star, all-NBA level player. Josh Giddey
hitting threes off the dribble is wild to me. It's wild.
I mean, if Josh Giddey is what percentage should we put him at? Like, he is truly an all-NBA player if he can knock down that, 37%? Of his threes? Like, I mean,
the entire thing about Josh Giddey is that he can't shoot. That is the one problem with him.
Because he's awesome at everything else.
That is the beginning, the middle, and the end of the Josh Giddey story is he can't shoot. Well, guess what? 2025, he can shoot. Changes everything. It changes everything.
And it also makes you look like, okay, their best player is Josh Giddey, but he's like a guy that gets 20-something points, a triple-double, and shoots 40% from 3. Again, it's 6 games. But I think our recalibration is going to fall in line with that. If he really does shoot high percentage from 3.
Okay, Verno, do you think it is more likely that they continue and he continues to shoot this well and they continue to win this much, or is it more likely they fall back into the middle of the pack like they always do? I'm going with the latter.
I agree with you, but it's a super fun start.
It's not fun. It's not fun to be negative on the Bulls, but let's be honest. They're the Bulls. Who's their best player?
Josh Giddey, bro.
Buzelis?
Josh Giddey.
Okay.
Giddey,
do you think Josh Giddey's going to lead a team to a game 1 at home in the playoffs? He is not.
Again, there is
You want this. You want this. You want the Bulls to be good so bad.
I'm telling you that there is a recalibration that has to take place if this guy can shoot.
Here's one thing I find interesting.
The ceiling for him if he can shoot.
But he can't shoot.
Don't tell him that. He's shooting 41% to start the season from three.
Do you know who's been really good for them?
He goes to the line. He averages 9 rebounds a game. Like, he does everything. He puts guys in good positions.
He's been fantastic.
He's like a big point guard that like makes everybody better, but the defense can collapse because he can't shoot, but he like is shooting 41%. So like that does change everything.
Whenever I watch the Bulls, dude, who jumps off the screen for me is Ayo. He jumps off the screen.
A dog.
He jumps off the screen. Yeah. I'm like, I want him on my team. I think Ayo's been great. One thing I find interesting about them is they've got $84 million coming off the books.
Yep.
They've got like Vucevic, Herter, Ayo, Javon Carter, Kobe White, Zach Collins. They're all coming off the books. It's going to be a really interesting offseason for them. Obviously, they're not going to make a title run, but like it's just an interesting transitional year for the Bulls. And if they can continue, I don't think they'll stay this hot, but if they continue to play well, they've got a lot of salary cap.
And why can't they just trade Vucevic to the Kings so we can have the Bulls just run it back with DeRozan, Levine, and Vucevic?
They probably should.
Like, there's got to be something there, right? Why can't we just, like, if they don't like the way things are going this year, they could just move somebody to the Kings. Always.
All right, here's my next one. What do the Pelicans do now? Like, what do they do?
Buddy.
It's the most depressing situation.
I mean, the first thing is they're going to end up getting rid of Willie.
Oh yeah, I mean, by the time this pod comes out, he might already be gone.
Yeah, I mean, what did they say already? 3 30-point losses.
Yeah,
I mean that's crazy.
I think that's just point differential is like minus 17 or something. It's gross.
Bro, you can't lose by 30 in the NBA
3 times.
In
6 games.
I'm saying you can't do it trying. Like, there's no way. There's a lack of effort there. If you that can happen like a couple times a season. That cannot happen.
That usually happens after New Year's. Okay. You know what I mean? It doesn't happen in November.
It can happen in Toronto. It can happen in Atlanta. It can happen in Miami. It can happen when it's one of your best players' birthdays the night before, right?
Mm-hmm.
But 3 times in the first 6 games of the season, no. You're not going to. You're just not going to be able to survive it. And obviously, do you know how Derek Queen has to be Jokic?
He's
for
not
that
Jokic.
Trade. No. For that trade to be like seriously, like if you're Joe Dumars, like this guy has to turn out to be one of the greatest NBA players ever. Because last night we did not include this on the rundown. Last night there was a video that came across my Instagram feed at halftime of the Grizzlies and the Pistons, and I stopped on it, and it was Darren Peterson highlights from Kansas. I mean, I think he played like 20-something minutes last night or something in their first game, and it was like Darren Peterson's debut. I watched like the 2-minute mixtape, and I was like, oh my God, have you seen him? I mean, seriously, the Nets may go 2-80. Like in between Peterson, Boozer, DeBansta, like I see these freshmen come across my feed, and this Peterson kid at Kansas looks crazy. I can't believe his wingspan looks long as hell, and like he's drawn like Kobe comps in the past.
Well, the Pelicans don't have their pick, so.
I know.
Not
that's
part
what
of the
I'm
conversation
saying.
for them.
What I'm saying is Derek Queen has to be the greatest player in the history of the world. I mean, it is a catastrophe. An absolute
It's just
catastrophe.
The most depressing situation.
It really is.
There's just nothing good happening when you watch a Pelicans game. Nothing. There's not.
No.
When you watch the Jazz, you're like, oh, we got some interesting young players. I can see this turning into a nucleus moving forward. Even when you watch the Nets, you're like, we've got a bunch of rookies. Maybe something will happen here. And when I watch the Pelicans, I'm like, there's just nothing to get excited about. Even Zion, who's been great.
Right.
What are you going to trade Zion for? What's the market for Zion? What team wants Zion right now?
Well, and you do wonder with them. You wonder what the course of action is going to be, and if they just say, you know what, we're gonna build around Fears, we're gonna build around Queen, and we're gonna get massive assets going forward. We're gonna try to get a first rounder back for next year, et cetera, et cetera.
Trading Zion's the only way to do it.
Well, Murphy would get you real good return. Murphy would get you return for sure. People
interesting.
Love Murphy.
I would probably be more interested in Murphy than Zion.
Yeah, Murphy would get you big return. Herb could get you return too.
Yep.
And so I would just say, like, if that is the course of action, and again, with a new management, those aren't his guys. He's not married to those guys. His guys are Fears and Queen.
And Fears looks good. Fears does look good.
Yeah, no question.
Fears can thump it, man. He looks good.
And so I think that's what you do, right? Probably. Again, most of the time, the coach goes first, and then the players go second. And then you say, all right, I'm going to rebuild this team in my image. That's why you hired me. Let me do my job. And those guys are all David Griffin guys. I'm clearing the deck, and we're going to build this thing out around our young core. But that's a dangerous game to play for sure, because it didn't look like it didn't look like they were that far, right? They got some good players. It's not the worst part is when you don't have players. Like, they do have talent on that team. But you can either go one of two ways, which is we are going to try to make we don't have our draft pick, so we need to make a move to enhance this group, or you say to hell with this group and you start a new group.
How could you possibly say we need to enhance this group and win some games this year after what you've seen on the floor so far?
I mean, because of the lack of draft pick.
Yeah, I think you need a draft pick. I think they end up trading Zion this year. I think that's kind of their only recourse. It's awful. It's awful.
Next one. All right. I'm gonna do the Pablo thing here. So as I mentioned, while I also last night, first I watched the Darren Peterson highlights, and I was like, oh my God, this guy is awesome and worth tanking for. Then Pablo shows up on my screen. Breaking.
Of course he does.
And I'm like, oh, here we go, Pablo. And I told you after I watched that thing with Mark Cuban that, like, we're not done with this. We're not done with this, right? He's not taking this laying down. He's going to, every bit of information is going to come out. And so for those that don't know, now last night, Pablo reports on this lawsuit that has taken place with aspiration investors.
11 of them. 11 people. Think about that. That's a lot of people.
And so now that I guess the company's now called Katona, and that Steve Ballmer infused $50 million into the company, and that the part of the reason that all of these guys invested is because Ballmer invested, but what they didn't realize was that he was investing to do this dastardly deed of circumventing the salary cap and funneling money to his players. And so now you have a huge lawsuit, and now we go to discovery. And discovery is when, I mean, I think that like a Cheshire cat, Pablo's like, okay, let's do discovery. Let's see how that goes for
Everybody
you.
give over the phones. Let me see your phones.
Let's go ahead and do discovery. And it's like, oh, crap. All right. So though this like died down and they caught a little bit of a break with the gambling scandal, here we go. We're back to the Clippers. And who knows when this is going to be resolved? Who knows how long this takes to go to a court? And then who knows how long it's going to take Adam Silver to levy some kind of punishment, if there is a punishment to be levied. And so we told you this story is not over. And I thought this when I watched the Cuban thing, and I will tell you now, I guarantee this. Torre just comes off like a guy that's got like more folders behind him. You know what I mean?
Well,
that they're going to try to say he didn't do, like the story's not all there, he doesn't have the proper reporting, and then he's going to throw down another folder in front of you and go, okay, well, what about this? And you're going to be like, oh, shit.
I think a lot of this is the result of people losing money. And when you lose money, you're pissed off. And when you feel like you've been taken, you feel like you've been lied to. And I think there's a lot of disgruntled people involved in the quote unquote aspiration business. And I think all of those people are more than happy to open up their hearts and minds to Pablo Torre. And I think they're more than happy to pay the lawyer fees to get together 11 of them and file this lawsuit. And I think there's obviously some wrongdoing here from Ballmer and the Clippers, but I think it's going to be difficult to actually prove in the court of law. Because I think that's where we're going to end up.
His standpoint is, I got scammed too.
Mm-hmm. And you got to remember, this is one thing that I don't think people talk about enough of this is this motherfucker got on a plane and flew to Bristol, Connecticut to do that interview. Mm-hmm. I think I'm right about that. I think it was in Bristol. I don't think it was in Los Angeles.
No, it wasn't. It was with Ramona. It wasn't. It had to have been in LA. It was with Ramona.
Ramona's LA. She is LA based.
Yeah. But I mean, it wouldn't be anything for him to get on a plane anyway.
But the idea that he's just like, I'm going to get ahead of this. My name is in the news. I'm going to own this. I'm the face of this. I'm going to take this right on the chin. I'm going to put a microphone on and look right at the camera and say, I'm the victim here.
Right.
I'm not the offender. And the idea that he did this and then everything that happened afterwards looks really bad for him. Really bad.
Well, the last thing anybody wants to do is go to Discovery.
No. I'm not. I'm Tom Brady with the phone. My phone's going in it's going in the sewer. It's going in the East River. No one's touching my phone.
Certainly as a tech guy, you would know how to do this, right?
Probably not, though.
By the time we get to Discovery, Steve Ballmer's not even going to exist. It's like he's going to be wiped away for all records of Steve Ballmer doing anything are gone anywhere. Yeah. Nothing has ever been in his name, and he doesn't even have a phone. Exactly. I don't even have. What are you talking about? I don't even have. Hold on. Beep, 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 beep. Breaking news in the middle of our podcast, and this changes everything. All right. Do you want to recalibrate the Western Conference now that I'm telling you that the Sacramento Kings have made an acquisition and they have signed Precious Achiuwa?
Oh, Precious!
Do you want to change? Do you want to change what you think about the Kings?
That changes everything. I need to really recalibrate this. Yeah, I figured. Westbrook and Precious. Yeah,
I figured.
Deep playoff run.
Okay. Last one.
Again, I trust and respect your knowledge of the NBA.
Oh, great.
So this is why I ask you these questions, because I don't know the answer to them.
Okay.
Can the Rockets stay this hot offensively? Okay. Like, they're absolutely scorching. They're scorching. And they're a defensive team.
This is hard for me because I'm going to see them in person tomorrow night. You know, the Bad Vibes Grizzlies have 3 home games in a row: Houston, Dallas, Oklahoma City. So
it's 1 and 2. That's 1 and 2. You'll get Dallas.
You wondered why I had a collared shirt on. All right. So here's the deal. Houston is, yes, scorching offensively.
Scorching.
Okay. Here is the major reason why. So earlier in this podcast, I told you the basketball is very hard when you shoot it and they get it, and they shoot it and they get it, right? We were talking about the Boston Celtics and their anemic lack of rebounding that costs them. The highest rate of offensive rebounding, so that means I took a shot and I got the ball back, in the history of the NBA is 35%.
That's high.
35%.
That's really high. 35% is wild. I thought it was going to be like 20.
It was a Pistons team, okay?
And the Ben Wallace?
No, it is a Pistons team right now. Right now, the highest is the Pistons. But the highest ever in the past decade. And this is according to Lev Akabas, who posted this on Twitter, okay? 35% is the highest in the last 10 years. Okay?
That's really high.
The Houston Rockets are rebounding 42% of the shots they have missed.
That can't be real.
42.
42% of the shots they miss, they rebound.
Yes.
That's real?
That's real.
I'm floored.
So you
I'm
ask
absolutely
me,
floored by that. That's insane. That's an insane number, Verno. That's insane.
Listen, the Rockets enter the NBA's best offense, 126.5 per 100 possessions. Okay? By the way, the highest ever is the 2024 Celtics. That was the highest offensive rating ever. That was 122.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
And so right now, they're averaging 126.5. Okay? So it's truly been the greatest, not this year, the greatest ever. Okay?
Well, they're also 28th in the league in three-point percentage rate. So it's not like they're just hitting a bunch of threes and they had some sort of like hot shooting start.
Okay, but here, when you ask me, is this, of course, they are shooting 45% as a team from three.
45.4. It's insane.
So
before the season started, we were like, the problem with the Rockets is lack of shooting.
Okay. So when you say, you ask me my expertise, is this sustainable? No,
this can't, right? It can't.
It's not sustainable to shoot 45% from three and
when you don't have
get
shooters.
The ball back half of the time that you miss it. If you get the ball back half of the time you miss it, 42%. You don't even have to shoot. You don't have to shoot a high percentage from three. You get two cracks at it.
But I'm also looking at their team, and obviously Steven Adams is a offensive rebounding savant, but it's not like he's playing 40 minutes a night.
Right.
Like 42% of offensive rebounding. I mean, sure, Steven Adams is going to contribute to part of that, but I can't even look at the roster and name the other players that are doing that.
Ah, man, it's like,
yeah.
I mean, there was a rebound last night where it's like, I mean, do you know what an athletic freak you have to be for a damn rebound that you got to make it on like tons of highlights and like it's like a highlight reel. Look at this rebound. You know, like, you got to jump over the whole team. And I have thought about this too. So Kirk Goldsberry had a deal at the beginning of the year where he was talking about league trends. And he said last year was the first year that there were more rebounds off of threes than twos.
What do you mean? More rebounds off of threes? No. What are you talking about? Well, people miss more threes than they do twos.
Correct. But I'm saying there were more rebounds off of threes than twos. No, think about the way the game is played. And now, never before we've had the volume of threes.
I understand. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
Because of the way the NBA has changed, where a team may very well take half of their shots from three. They might have 94 shots in the game, and they might take
50% of your
threes.
shots are threes.
Right.
You're going to miss more than you miss the other 50%, which are twos.
And so last year was the first year that there were more. So to me, one of the things that signals is because sometimes you see big guys not getting as many rebounds anymore because there's not as many rebounds close to the basket. And so there's part of me that goes, when you say, look, every team that's ever had Steven Adams is the best offensive rebounding team in the NBA. Like there is a absolute correlation between that. That being said, we talked about going into the season that they got a whole like lineup, like sometimes with 6'11".
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, what if number one, they're not missing many threes, and number two, if other teams shoot, like you've got a lot of open space, length rebounds that take place, and they get all of them. Ball comes off the rim. I mean, it just stands to reason. If I got a bunch of guys with 7-foot wingspans that are taller
Jabari, Durant, Adams, Thompson.
Should we be surprised that the team that is taller and longer than its opponents is able to retrieve the ball more often?
I mean, but 42% is an insane number.
Come on.
This is obscene. So I would say
it's obscene.
I agree with you. This is not sustainable.
Of course, it's not sustainable.
This is not sustainable.
But it is obscene what's happened so far.
And when do they play the Grizzlies?
Wednesday night.
Oh, God.
Yeah, they might set the record.
Oh, God.
Oh, Jock Landale revenge game. You discarded me.
I've always liked Jock Landale.
Huh?
I've always liked him.
What's not to like?
Is he Australian? Is he Australian?
Yes.
Yeah.
He is Australian. All right. The last one that I wanted to mention is I know that we spend most of our time talking about the game of basketball, but on the business of basketball, every organization has a basketball side and a business side.
Mm-hmm.
This story about the ex-Hawks employee is so wild that it bears mentioning.
It's crazy.
I don't think many people keep up with this. It's certainly when it's a name that you're unfamiliar with. It's the only reason you would ever know this name because the business guys are generally anonymous for teams. But a former Hawks executive was arrested for embezzling $3.8 million. Lester Jones is his name. And he was charged after his alleged crimes were uncovered through a team-backed audit per the report.
All right. Team-backed audit means they're looking for something. You don't do an audit without suspicion.
So the issue apparently came to light after he sent a request to the team's accounting department in January looking for the team to pay off $229,000 on an American Express bill for a stay at the Wynn Hotel in Las Vegas.
Okay, we've all been to a hotel and had like the bottle of water that cost $8 or the gummy bears that cost $20. But how the fuck do you ring up $230,000?
How many people were you paying for?
$230,000 for the Wynn Hotel. How is that even possible?
So I guess you would say I'm paying for the team, right? I'm paying for everybody's room. This is the whole bill. This is for everybody. He said
the stay was allegedly taking place around the time the Hawks were in the city for the semifinals of the NBA Cup. Okay, they lost the game. So they were there for like 2 nights.
It said that, well, no, here's the best part. You ready for the best part?
There's so much good shit going on here.
No. You left that. Here's the best part. The federal prosecutors in this deal, they said they didn't stay at the Wynn.
Wasn't even there.
Wait, what?
They said
they didn't stay at the Wynn.
He allegedly authorized multiple corporate cards for himself, too. Jones allegedly built a lavish lifestyle for himself while stealing money from the team, including purchasing trips to Bahamas, Hawaii, Thailand, Switzerland, and other countries. He also reportedly bought a Porsche, concert tickets, and more.
How did he get away with this for so long? This is unbelievable.
I'm not going to lie. I may have gone out with my friends to dinner and expensed it while I was at ESPN, but I would never buy a Porsche or a trip to the Bahamas. Dude. Like, what are you doing?
No,
a trip to the Bahamas?
And it wasn't one trip. You said Bahamas,
Switzerland,
Hawaii, Switzerland, Thailand,
and other countries.
I mean, nobody thought it was odd.
Well, I guess
the breaking point was, hey, man, did you really spend that much money at the Wynn? Like
$230,000. Because I think when you are in the finance department, you are sort of like where the buck stops. Like you are the person that red flags this stuff. So if you're, it's like bad cops. It's like you're the person who's supposed to stop this.
Okay. Also, this is when you know it's an insane story. Is when you find out he turned in this bill to the Wynn, but he never stayed at the Wynn. And then he took these trips to all these different overseas places, and he bought a Porsche. That's all enough, right? But this is when you know the story is bananas. Is when you get to the 4th paragraph, and it was Jones allegedly changed financial reports, faked emails, and diverted personal spending to Hawks operation accounts, right? That's not a big deal, right? But it says, also, he was reportedly in a romantic relationship with another team employee and used the money to buy her expensive gifts.
It's
like when that is paragraph 4 that you were an executive going out with a team employee and buying her like purses and whatever, like with team money. It's like, whoa, dude, this guy.
Jones, listen to this. Jones reportedly faked an email from American Express to trick the Hawks into paying the fraudulent Wynn hotel bill in January. So he pretended to be American Express and wrote an email to himself demanding that they pay the Wynn $230,000.
Do you think a guy like this thinks he's going to get away with it? Or do you think it's like, you know what? I'm going to do this for as long as I can. I'm going to go see the world. I'm going to drive a Porsche. Right? Like, you're not getting away with this. But
I like this.
Right?
Smoke them if you got them. Smoke them if you got them. Yeah.
Almost
this plane is going down. I'm gonna have a cigarette.
Right. Yeah. I was just diagnosed. I've got 30 days to live, and I'm going to do like, you know what I mean? You act like you would if somebody told you you've got a week. You've got a week. And so he's like, you know what? I got this Hawks job. They seem to be like just paying for the stuff when I turn it in. Like, let me see how far I could go with this. I'm going to go to the Bahamas. I'm going to go to
How could you buy a Porsche? How could you possibly buy a Porsche and act like that is a legitimate expense for an NBA basketball team?
Do you think?
How, Sway? How could you buy a Porsche?
You don't have the answers. You do wonder, like when he woke up, and he found out that it had gotten flagged, or somebody asked him the first question about it. Do you think he was
about time? He was like, finally. I knew this day was going to come. Yeah.
I knew.
You know what? I'm with you, Verno. He probably didn't think he was going to get away with this. He was just like, you know what? I'm just going to go as hard as possible. I've never been to Switzerland. Sure, I'll go to Switzerland. I'll charge it to the Atlanta Hawks. Like how can you legitimize a trip to Switzerland when you work for in the finance department of an Atlanta Hawks NBA team?
I think I've gotten you on the same page with me. I refuse to believe that somebody thinks they're getting away with this. Like, because it gets more brash and brash. It's like, hey, you know that hot chick that works over there? I'm going to start buying her stuff.
Buy her Gucci purse.
Right.
Do you like Chanel?
I'm buying a Porsche. I'm going to Switzerland. I am going to do everything I possibly can on this company card until they flag it.
But like, I've had a company card before when I worked at ESPN, and I would pay for a taxi cab. You know what I mean? And I would I pretended I took it to a meeting or something. Like that's sort of like the lengths of which that I've frauded the Disney Corporation. Yeah. The idea that this guy is going to a Porsche dealership and like test driving a 911 and then just giving his corporate card over and signing all those papers is wild.
$400. $400. Like, bro, you just like me have had to like do the expense report.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like shuffling through my book bag to find the receipt from Hudson News for the rolled gold and Diet Mountain Dew that I bought.
And you have to like tape the receipt to a piece of paper and like fax it to a number.
I have expensed $8.34 before.
Oh, yeah. I expense Metro cards.
The idea of expensing $4 million
is
and not
wild.
There's just no way. That's why I refuse to believe there's a way that you think that it's not going to. I mean, come on, bro.
Do you know what I do like, though, Verno? I do like this, though, because you brought me to this place, which I'm so happy you brought me here. I like the idea that someone was like, Mr. Jones, you have to come to my office immediately. And then he walked in the room. And the boss looked at him and he looked at the boss and he smiled.
Yeah.
He smiled. He was like, he wasn't concerned. He wasn't like nervous. No. He didn't get a lawyer. He smiled. He was like, oh, you guys finally caught up to me. I thought this meeting would happen a year ago.
Also, my name's not Lester Jones.
I'm Chauncey Billups. And these are David Jacoby's children.
Oh, my God. I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable story.
Wow.
I respect the fact that he took that many trips, drove a Porsche, and he did it all.
Seriously?
He did it all. If you're going to get caught, And you're going to, like, this dude went big. He went big.
I just love the idea that he's, like, dating this girl, driving a Porsche, going to the Bahamas, and then going to Hawks games and, like, joining Zoom calls and, like, doing Excel spreadsheets like he's a normal employee. Who does he report to? Who's his boss? That's the person that needs to be in trouble.
Unbelievable. Truly. Unbelievable.
You know what? I respect him. I was upset with him before I started this, but now I respect him.
Hashtag free Lester.
If you're going to be a criminal, be a criminal.
Right?
You know what I mean?
He's got went for it.
All the way. Yeah. It's like I might have like gone to a steakhouse with a couple buddies and expensed it. This guy's in Switzerland in a Porsche.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that get in trouble and you're like, oh my God, you make millions of dollars and you did this.
How could you possibly? Yeah.
How could you do this? This guy? No. I get it, bro. I get it. You did it.
I'm hiring this guy. I'm hiring him.
Our executive producer, Lester Jones.
Yeah, Lester Jones is now the executive producer of The Mismatch.
Thank you to our executive producer, Jesse Lopez. As always, Jacoby, I'll talk to you later this week.
Must be 21 or over and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino. Or 18 and over and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts. Or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.